Hello everyone, Scoony007 here bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game we have the 4-3 Florida Marlins taking on the 1-7 Washington Nationals at Nationals Park. This is game 2 of a 3-game series. Florida has won game 1. Washington looked to tie the series up. Or will Florida go up 2 games in this series? Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Florida Marlins. Leading off, the shortstop, Hanley Ramirez. Batting second, the second baseman, Dan Uggla. Batting third, the right fielder, Jeremy Hermania. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the left fielder, Josh Willingham. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Mike Jacobs. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Jorge Cantu. Batting seventh, the catcher, Matt Trenor. Batting eighth, the center fielder, Alfredo Asmangia. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Scott Olson. On the mound for the Nationals, it is Jason Bergman. Comes into the game with a 17.26 ERA. 2 losses, 7 1/3 innings pitched, allowed 17 hits, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks. We're here at National Park, which gives a -2 to strikes and a +2 to walks. And with that, Ramirez steps up, and we are ready to start. He's batting a .393, and here's the first pitch. 1-5, that's going to be a walk. And that's an 18. That's an 18. And they walk him. So they walk Ramirez, and we get a hit and run. Strategy roll is a 6. And that's going to bring up Dan Uggla, who's batting a .269. Infield coming to double play depth. Actually, infield going to come in for this play. (6-1) is a blank now on hit and runs. All ground double play ratings get a -2. All base runners get a +2. All HR and walk rates are cut in half for the batter. All lineouts are double plays. And if the batter strikes out, we resolve it as a regular steal. Also, the only exception is on a throwing error. 3-4, that's going to be a fly ball to Millage. And we get a steal attempt here for Hanley. That's a 17. Hanley is right. So it's going to be a +1. That's going to be a +2. 17, that's a 4. And he steals second. Jeremy Hermania, first time we're seeing him in this replay. He's actually played in 3 games and had 2 at-bats, but nothing yet on his average. 3-1, that's going to be a strike. That's an 11. That's an 11. And then, by the way, the strategy roll was a 3. Struck him out. Josh rolling him up. He's batting a .320. Strategy roll 16. Here's the pitch. 6-2, possible error on a ground ball. 1-5, double star 3, fly ball to Lopez. And that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the first. And here is the starting lineup for the Washington Nationals. Leading off, the shortstop, Christian Guzman. Batting second, the center fielder, Lastings Millage. Batting third, the third baseman, Ryan Zimmerman. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Nick Johnson in the cleanup position. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Austin Kearns. Batting sixth, the center fielder, Paul LaDuca. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Ronnie Bellard. Batting eighth, the left fielder, Felipe Lopez. And batting ninth, the pitcher, John Bergman. Jason Bergman on the mound for the Florida Marlins. It is Scott Olson. Comes into the game with a 5.14 ERA. 1 win, no losses, a 5.14 ERA, 7 innings pitched, allowed 8 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 3 walks. And with that, Guzman steps up. He's batting a .459. Here's the pitch. 1-1, possible error. 1-3, fly ball to Willingham. His error rating is a 0. That's a 20. No error there. Last thing's Miller's up. He's batting a .241. Here's the pitch. 4-6. That's a blank. 1-3, and that's going to be a base hit for Millage. And with that, the Nationals are on with a base hit. Strategy rolls at 18. The Nationals are holding off. Ryan Zimmerman batting a .353. Here's the pitch. 5-4, blank. 4-5, ground ball to Cantu. And that is a 5, so that's going to be a fielder's choice. They're going to force Millage out at second. And Zimmerman is on a fielder's choice. Nick Johnson comes up. He's batting a .269. Strategy roll 18. 2 outs with a runner on first. Here's the pitch. 5-3. That's going to be a wild pitch. That's a 5. And on a wild pitch, that's going to move Zimmerman up to second. And here's the pitch to Nick Johnson. 6-1. Double star 4. That's going to be a fly ball out there to Hermania. And that ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Nationals. After 1, we'll even at love. We go to the top of the second. It's going to be Mike Jacobs, Jorge Cantu, and Matt Tender due up for the Marlins. Mike Jacobs batting a .231. Here's the pitch. 4-4, hit by pitch. That's a 0. Bergman gives a -8. That's a 4, and it's too high. 4-4, ground ball to Guzman. Out number 1. Jorge Cantu batting a .185. Here's the pitch. 1-4, double star, fly ball out there to Lopez. Out number 2. Matt Tender up. Tender batting a 200. Here's the pitch. 6-4. It's going to be a strike. That's a 9. That's a 4. Struck him out. And that's strike 3. So the Nationals retired the Marlins in order. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the second. It's Austin Kearns, Paul LaDuca, and Ronnie Bellard due up for the Nats. Austin Kearns steps up. He's batting a .129. Here's the pitch. 1-1, possible error. 2-1, and that is going to be a pop-up to Jacobs. Error rating is an 8. That's a 12. That's going to be an error. And that is a 1-base error. And he drops the ball. So they're going to charge that as an E3. And that's going to bring up Austin Kearns. And that's going to bring up Paul LaDuca, the catcher. LaDuca batting in .048, strategy roll 12, infield double play depth. The pitch. 5-2 range play at Nationals Park. 5-5 ground ball to Ugla. Ugla's range. Dan's range is a 1-2. That's a 5. That's a base hit for Paul LaDuca. Dan can't get to it in time. And with that, Alston Kearns will go to third. He advances to third on the first to third. On a 3-6 in range. And the Nationals have runners on the corners. Ronnie Bellard up. He's batting a 407. Strategy will 7. Infield, normal. Infield going to double play, actually. Here's the pitch. 1-3. That's going to be a walk. That's an 18. That's a 2. And they walk Ronnie. All right, the bases are loaded. Felipe Lopez up. He's batting a 211. Strategy will 13. Infield, normal depth. 3-3 strike. That's an 8. That's a 19. Too high. 4-6. That's a base hit past Cantu. Base hit down the third baseline on that. Stays fair. Paul LaDuca will get the hold side. He goes from second to home on a 5-6. That's a 1. The Nationals are on the board, 1-0. Strategy rolls a 20. That is a pickoff chance. Scott Olson will pick off on a 1-6. He'll have a pickoff error on a 7-8. 16, too high. Nothing happening there. That's going to bring up the pitcher, Jason Bergman. 3 games, he's had 3 at-bats. 6-1, strike, that's a 26, that's a 16. Out number 1. Once again, it's a 20 on the strategy die. As we go to the top of the order, Christian Guzman up. Here's the pickoff attempt. It's a 16 yet again. Nothing happening there. Bases loaded, Guzman 0 for 1. The pitch. 4-3 range play. 1-5 single to Ramirez. Ramirez's range is on a 1-3. That's a 2. He makes the play. Are they going to go for the double play? No, they are not. The defense, they will not go for the double play. The out is going to be at first. DeLuca will score. Everyone advances up 90 feet. Ronnie will go to third. Lopez to second. And Guzman is out at first. Lesting Millage is up. He's 1 for 1. Strategy will 5. Here's the pitch. 3-2. Strike 8. 12. Too high. 3-3, and that's going to be a line ball to Jacobs. And that retires the side. 2 runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. And 2 left on. After 2, Nationals 2, Marlins nothing. We go to the top of the third. It's Alfredo Asmangia, Scott Olson, and Hanley Ramirez due up for the Marlins. Here's the pitch to Alfredo. He's batting a 231. 1-4, blank. 4-4. That's going to be a base hit past Kearns. And the Marlins lead off with a base hit. All right. We have a hit and run. So strategy rolls a 3. Infield coming in. 6-4. That's going to be a strike. And remember, on strikeouts, if the batter strikes out, we will resolve the play as a regular steal. Olsen struck out. That's a 19. That's an 8. Struck him out. It's a strike him out, throw him out as he gets caught trying to steal second. And the runner is thrown out at second. It's a strike him out, throw him out. 2 outs. And that's a double play there. We go to the top of the Marlins order. It's Hanley Ramirez. He's walked his first time up at bat. Here's the pitch. 3-5. Strike. That's a 5. The 10 is too high. 3-3, and that's going to be a ground ball to Bellard. And that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on. We go to the bottom of the third. It's Ryan Zimmerman, Nick Johnson, and Austin Kearns due up for the Nats. Ryan Zimmerman 0 for 1 on the day. Here's the pitch. 4-2 range play. 1-1 fly ball out there to Willingham. Fly ball out to the left field. Willingham's ranges at a 1-2. That's a 1. He sees it. Signals to Asmandia that he has it. Makes it. Takes the hit away, and that would have been a double if it was a 3 or higher. So 1 away, and that's going to bring up Nick Johnson. Johnson 0 for 1 on the day. The pitch. 1-2. Home run. That's an 8. The 12 is too high. 4-6, and that's going to be a ground ball to Dan for out number 2. Austin Kearns up. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Kearns 2-5. Possible error on a throw. 5-1, double star 4. Ground ball to Hermandia. To Jeremy. And the Nationals and the Marlins retired the Nationals in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 3, Nationals 2, Marlins nothing. We go to the top of the 4th. It's Dan Uggla, Jeremy Hermania, and Josh Willingham due up for the Marlins. Dan 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. 3-2 range play. 5-5 double star 6. It's a fly ball down there to Kearns. Kearns' range is on a 1-4. That's a 5. That's going to be a base hit for Dan. And he couldn't get to it in time, and he gets it with a base hit, throws it back to Bellard to hold him at first. And that's going to bring up Jeremy. Jeremy Hermania is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Strategy 9. Infield double play. Here's the pitch. 2-5 strike. That's a 10. That's a 6. Struck him out. Out number 1. That's going to bring up Josh Willingham, who's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Strategy 7. Marlins holding off. Infield still at double play depth 4-5. That's a strike. That's an 8. 17 is too high. 4-4 ground ball to Zimmerman. And that is going to be in a fielder's choice. And the roll is high enough, so it's going to be a force out at second. And with that, Willingham is on a fielder's choice. All right, pick-off attempt. Josh Bergman doesn't pick anyone off. That would have been a 1 on that. Jacobs 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. 2 outs with a runner on first. 5-5 range play at Nationals Park. 5-4 power hit to Kearns. That's an 11. That's going to be a home run. And that ball is out of here down the right field side. It's a 2-run home run by Mike Jacobs, who ties the game up at 2. Jorge Cantu up. He's 0 for 1. The pitch. 6-6 strike. That's a 6. That's a 7. The 7 is too high. 2-3, and that's going to be a base hit. So Cantu is on with a base hit. Matt Tenner up. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Strategy roll 7. 4-4 hit by pitch. That's a 1. The 14 is too high. 3-6 base hit. And Cantu will get the hold sign. He advances to third on a 5 through 6. Base run is a 2. Alfredo Esmangi up. He's 1 for 1. Strategy roll 14. Here's the pitch. 6-2. Possible error on a ground ball. 1-2. Double star 1. Fly ball out there to Lopez. And that retires the side. 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors, and 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's Paul LaDuca, Ronnie Bellard, and Felipe Lopez due up for the Nationals. Paul LaDuca 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. 4-2 range play. 6-5 fly ball to Hermania. His range is on a 1-4. That's a 3. And he makes the play back at the track. And takes the hit away. That's going to bring up Ronnie Bellard, who walked his last time up. Here's the pitch. 5-3. That's going to be a wild pitch. Nothing happening there, so we're going to re-roll the die. And that's going to be 5-2 range play at National Park. 4-3 double to Hermania. His range is on 1-4. That's a 3. And he takes the double away as he makes the catch. Felipe Lopez up. It's 2 up, 2 down. Lopez 1 for 1 with an RBI. Here's the pitch. 6-1, that's going to be a strike. That's a 8. The 18 is too high. 6-2, double star 5. Fly ball out there to Willingham. And that retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors as the Marlins retire the Nationals in order. It's 3 up, 3 down. After 4, we're tied at 2. We go to the top of the 5th. It's Scott Olson, Hanley Ramirez, and Dan Uggla due up for the Marlins. Scott Olson, 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. Here's the pitch. 1-1. Strikeout, 19. That's a 13. Struck him out. Hanley Ramirez, 0 for 1 with a walk. 1 down. Here's the pitch. 2-1 blank. 2-2 ground ball to Guzman. Out number 2. Dan Uggla up. He's 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. 4-2. Possible error. 3-6, ground ball, Johnson. No error there. His error rating is a 0. That's a 10. And that's 3 up, 3 down as the Nationals retired the Marlins in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's Jason Bergman, Kristen Guzman, and Lastings Millage due up for the Nationals. Here's the pitch to Bergman. Bergman 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout. 4-4. Home run, that's a 0. The 11 is too high. 5-1, double star 3. Fly ball out there to Osmania. Out number 1. We go to the top of the order. Christian Guzman 0 for 2 with an RBI. The pitch. 2-4, blank. 5-1, double star 3. Fly ball out there to center field. 2 away. Lasting Millage is up. He's 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. 4-4. Home run. That's a 10. That's a 1. And Lasting Millage smacks one out of here. That ball is gone. Kiss that baby goodnight. And all the outfield can do is watch that ball go out of the park. Solo home run for Lasting Millage. And it's down the left field side. And it puts the Nationals up 3-2. Lasting Millage, that is his first. I believe that's going to be his first home run of the season. Ryan Zimmerman up. Zimmerman is 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. 2 outs, nobody on. 2-5, error on a possible throw. 6-1, ground ball to Cantu. Error rating is a 12. That's a 19. No error there. So one run, 1 hit, no errors on a solo home run by Lastings Millage. And the Nationals now have a one-run lead. After 5, Nationals 3, Marlins 2. We go to the top of the 6th. It's Jeremy Hermania, Josh Willingham, and Mike Jacobs due up for the Marlins. Jason Bergman can face 5 more batters before he's considered tired. He's going to have to face the middle of the order here. Jeremy 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Here's the pitch. 4-2, possible error. 6-1, ground ball to Bellard. Error rating is on a 1-14. That's a 10. That's going to be an error. And he boots the ball. And Bellard is on with an error. So they're going to charge that with an E4. Infield double play depth as we have a sacrifice play coming up. Josh Willingham up. He's 0 for 2 on the day with a run scored. Here's the pitch. 1-2, wild pitch. That's a 20. Nothing happens. (3-2) range, and that is a successful range play by Nick Johnson. And that is a successful sacrifice bunt. So 1 out, that's going to move Jeremy over to second. We have to re-roll that, that's why. Strategy roll 2 as Mike Jacobs comes up. Infield at normal depth. Jacobs 1 for 2 with a home run, a run, 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch. 1-2, wild pitch. That's a 10, too high. 6-5, double star 4, fly ball out down the Millage. Out number 2, and Jeremy will get the hold sign. Con 2 up. He's 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. Strategy roll is a 6. Marlins holding off. 4-6. Home run. Home run. That's a 14. The 15 is 1 too high. 2-2. That's going to be a double past Lopez. And the Marlins coming back to tie the game up. Homania will score on a double by Con 2. Ties it up. 1 run scored. Pickoff attempt. 18. Nothing happens there. Matt Tenor up. And that's going to be 3-4. That's going to be a strike. That's a 9. The 12 is too high. 2-5. Power hit to Kearns. That's a 1. That's going to be a base hit. And with that, the lead runner advances. We have a 6. The lead runner advances. So Con 2 will score. However, Tenor is called in a rundown. That's a 2 through 5. If roll is greater than BR, the runner is out, no other runners advances. If roll is less than or equal to the runner out, other runners will advance. Tenor goes to second. Bellard and Johnson in the middle of it as they try to play keep away here. Tenor will go to first. He goes to second. Johnson throws it over to Bellard. Bellard running him down. He tries to go back to first. Bellard throws it back to Johnson. Johnson on it. And Tenor gets a little bit tripped up as he touches the dirt. Tries to go back to second. Johnson tags him. And that's the out. And that retires the side. It's 2 runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Nick Johnson, Alston Kearns, and Paul LaDuca due up for the Nationals. Nationals down by a run, but we'll see what happens here in the bottom of the 6th. It's Nick Johnson, the cleanup man, 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. 1-1, possible error. 4-4, ground ball to Ugla, to Dan. Error rating is in a 1 to 5. That's a 7. No error there. Out number 1. Alston Kearns up. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Here's the pitch. 1-4, blank. 5-2, and that's going to be a line drive to Dan. Out number 2 as Dan gets it, throws it over to Jacobs for out number 2. Paul LaDuca, 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. 5-5, hit by pitch. That's a 13. That's a 13. Olsen is a -6. And with that, Paul LaDuca's on as he got hit by the pitch. We have a pickoff attempt. That's a 7. That's a pickoff error. And with that, LaDuca will go into scoring position. It gets past Jacobs. Alston throws it into the dugout. Ronnie Bellard 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. 1-2, home run. That's a 20. That's a 9. That's a 2-run home run by Ronnie Bellard. Opposite side of the field to the left side. That ball is in the stands, upper deck, I believe. And that puts the Nationals back up on top by a run. 2-run home run by Ronnie Bellard. Paul LaDuca will come home to score on that one as well. And that's going to bring up Felipe Lopez. Here's the pitch. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. 6-2, strike. That's an 8. That's a 5. Struck him out. Oh, and I will always double check that as well when asked. 2 runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. On a 2-run home run by Ronnie Bellard, Nationals are on top. After 6, it's Nationals 5, Marlins 4. We go to the top of the 7th. It's Alfredo Osmania, Scott Olson, and Hanley Ramirez due up for the Marlins. And that is going to do it for Jason Bergman, as the Nationals will make that call to the bullpen. We do have a new pitcher on the mound. Actually, cancel that. Not yet. No, he is tired, so they are going to bring in a pinch hitter. They're going to bring in, we have a switch left, right. They're going to bring in Charlie Manning will come in. Take a look at his card here. Charlie Manning comes into the game with an ERA of an 18.0. 1 loss, 1 inning pitched, allowed 5 hits, no strikeouts, and no walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Jason Bergman. He went 6 innings, allowed 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, and 1 home run, an ERA of 11.50. Alfredo Almont, he's going to face off against Alfredo, Olson, and Hanley. Here's the pitch to Alfredo. He's 1 for 2 on the day. And that is going to be 3-3. Wild pitch. We're going to re-roll the dice. 6-5, strikeout plus. Now, on a strikeout plus, we add 10 to the strikeout rating. And in this case, we minus 2, so we're adding 8. That's a 16. That's a 13. And he struck him out looking. Scott Olson, they're not going to let him take the hit here. Olson is done. And they're going to bring in Cody Ross to pinch hit. Cody Ross batting a .273 as he comes up to pinch hit for Scott Olson. 5-5 blank. 6-4. That's a single past Lopez. All right, infield double play depth, strategy wheel 16. The Marlins holding off. Here's the pitch. Runner on first. 1-3 range play at the ballpark. 4-4. Ground ball to LaDuca. His range is on a 1-3. That's a 3. And that's a double play. All right, so the Marlins now go to their bullpen. And we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Marlins. We have a left switch right. And they're going to bring in Joe Nielsen. That's what his card looks like. Joe Nielsen, that was a double play. So with that, Tanner throws it to second to Ugla, to Ramirez. Ramirez catches it, tags the bag, throws it over to Jacobs. It's a 2-6-3 double play on that. And Charlie Manning not going to take the hit here. They're going to bring in Pete Orr to come in to pinch hit. Orr batting a .500. Nelson, we'll take a look at his rating. He has 1 win, no losses, no saves, 1 inning pitched, and allowed 1 walk. No hits and no strikeouts. All right, here's the pitch. It's 1 run, 1 hit, and no errors. We're also going to take a look at the stats here for Scott Olson. Olson went 6 innings as well. Allowed 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, 2 home runs, 1 hit by pitch, 1 wild pitch, an ERA of a 5.54. Taking a look at the box score, this has been a very close game between these two teams in the second game of the series here. Washington out to an early start, 2 runs in the second inning. Then Marlins came back, answered with 2 runs to tie it up. Washington, however, came back, said, no, we're going to take the lead by a run in the 5th inning. Florida came back, took the lead on 2 runs, so that's 4 by a run. And then the Marlins, with a 2-run home run, put them on top. 5 runs on 5 hits with 1 error for the Nationals. Marlins, 4 runs on 8 hits with 2 errors. Pete Orr up. Here's the pitch. He's batting a .500. 4-4. That's going to be a walk. That's a 5. The 14 is too high. 2-6 pop up to Jacobs. Out number 1. We go to the top of the order. Christian Guzman up. Here's the pitch. Guzman 0 for 3. 6-2. That's going to be a walk. That's a 6. The 19 is too high. 1-1 base hit past Willingham. And Guzman is on with a base hit. Strategy roll 5. Here's the pitch to Lastings Millich, who's 2 for 3 with a home run, a run, and an RBI. And that was indeed his first home run of the season in this replay. Strategy roll 5. 2-5, strikeout plus. That's a 17. That's a 6. And they struck him out looking. 2 outs with a runner on first, and that's going to bring up Ryan Zimmerman. Zimmerman 0 for 3. And they're not going to let Zimmerman take the hit. They're going to bring in Ryan Larginus. Comes into the game batting a 333 average. We have a steal attempt. And that retires the side as he gets caught stealing. Second. So, we go to a save situation here. It is, we'll take care of that in a second. The Nationals going back to the bullpen. We are in a save situation here. And they're going to bring in Luis Alea. Take a look at his card here. Yep. And with that on the third base side, they're going to bring in Willie Harris. Will cover third. Harris now taking over at third. It's no runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 7, Nationals 5, Marlins 4. We go to the top of the 8th. It's Dan Uggla, Jeremy Hermania, and Josh Willingham due up for the Marlins. Luis Alea on the mound. First time we're seeing him in this replay. He's got 2 wins and 10 losses, 9 saves, a 5.71 ERA. 75 and 2/3 innings pitched allowed, 86 hits, 50 strikeouts, and 20 walks. Taking a look at the stats for Charlie. Charlie went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 strikeout, ERA of 9.0. Here's the pitch to Dan. Dan is 1 for 3 on the day. 5-3. That's a strike. That's an 11. The 14 is too high. 6-3. And that's a base hit. It's a base hit past Bellard. Infield double play depth. Jeremy Hermania up. He's 0 for 3. Here's the pitch. Strategy roll 4. 3-1. That's a blank. 1-6. And that's a fly ball out there to center field. Millage underneath that. 1 away. Infield still at double play depth. Strategy rolls a 14. Josh Willingham up. 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. 2-6 at the ballpark. 6-2. Ground ball to Bellard. That's not going to be a double play there. However, it's going to be a force out at second for Dad, with Willingham getting on first. So in a fielder's choice, Willingham is on. The tying run on board. Mike Jacobs, the go-ahead run at the plate. Here's the pitch. He's 1 for 3. Strategy rolls a 13. 3-1. That's a blank. 1-3. Fly ball to Kearns. And that is out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Marlins. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's Willie Harris, Nick Johnson, and Austin Kearns due up for the Nationals. And Joe Nelson is done. He is tired. We have a left, right. And they're going to bring in Ranoli Pinto. So let's take a look at Pinto's card. A little bit all over. A little bit of everything. So he's only pitched 1/3 of an inning in this replay so far. No hits, no strikeouts, and no walks, no ERA, no win, no loss, and no saves. Joe Nielsen went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 strikeout, no ERA. And here's the pitch. He's going to face off against Willie Harris, who's taken over at third. Willie Harris played in 5 games. He does have an ERA, an average of 400. Comes into the game with an average of 400. And we start off with a look at the ballpark card. 6-1, double star 2, ground ball to Jacobs. Out number 1. Nick Johnson, 0 for 3. Here's the pitch. All right, 3-1. That's going to be a home run. That's going to be an 8. That's a 12. Johnson is 0 for 3 on the day. The 12 is too high. 5-4. Ground ball back to the pitcher to Pinto. Out number 2. Austin Kearns is up. He's 0 for 3 with a run. Here's the pitch to Kearns. 2 up, 2 down, 4-6, strikeout 8. The 12 is too high. 2-6, ground ball to Cantu. And that retires the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. After 8, Nationals 5, Marlins 4. We go to the top of the 9th. The Nationals with a 1-run lead. Will they be able to hold on to it? Or will the Marlins fight back to take the lead? And will we have some 9th inning magic? It is Jorge Cantu, Matt Tender, and Alfredo Esmangia due up for the Marlins. Let's take a look at the box score for the game so far. After 8 innings of play, both teams were shut out in that 8th inning, so no runs there. Same in the 7th. Florida, 4 runs on 9 hits with 2 errors. They've scored in the 4th and in the 6th. Washington, 5 runs, 6 hits with 1 error. They scored in the 2nd, the 5th, and in the 6th innings there. Luis Elia done. He is tired. We are in a safe situation, so they're going to bring in Joel. Yep. So Joel. Yep. So Joel Ranhan is going to come in. He's pitched 3 innings, allowed 3 hits, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. No wins, no losses, and no saves. Taking a look at the stats here for Luis Elia. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit. Nothing else across the board. ERA, nothing. All right, here's the pitch to Jorge Cantu. He's 2 for 3 with a double, a run, and an RBI. 3-1. Walk, 8. That's a 1. And they walk Jorge. That's going to bring up Matt Tender. Tender is 2 for 3 with a strike and an RBI. Strategy roll 14. Here's the pitch. 2-1 strike. That's a 9. That's a 5. Struck him out. Out number 1, and that's going to bring up Alfredo Osmaniga, who is 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Alfredo, here's the pitch. Strategy roll 16. 3-1. That's going to be a walk. 9. The 13 is too high. 3-1. Fly ball to Lopez. And that's out number 2. Pinto not taking the hit. And they're going to bring in Robert to pitch, to take the pinch hit here. Cantu, they are going to pull him. And they are going to bring in Dallas. Dallas McPherson will take over at third. At first, to pinch run here. Here's the pitch to Robert. First time we're seeing him in this replay. He has played in 2 games and had 1 at bat. The pitch. Marlins down to the last out. 4-5 at the ballpark. 6-4. S+8. And the runner is out at second. Robert tries to go from first to second on an S+8. And that is a 6. They get Milwich, throws it over to Guzman. Guzman gets it, goes over to the bag. And he's thrown out at second. And the Nationals defeat the Marlins 5-4. Final line score coming up. It's no runs, 1 hit, and no errors. And 1 left on for the Marlins. Final line score coming right up. So with that, the Nationals 5-4 defeat the Marlins and tie the series up at 1 game apiece. Jason Bergman picks up his first win. Scott Olsen will pick up his first loss. Joel Ranhan will pick up the first save. Mike Jacobs gets his second home run of the season. Lastings Millage will pick up his first home run, and Ronnie Bellard will get his second. Let's take a look at the stats for those pitchers. Jason Bergman gets the win. He went 6 innings, allowed 7 hits, 2 runs, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, 1 home run, an ERA of 11.50. Scott Olson gets the loss. He went 6 innings, allowed 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, 2 home runs, 1 hit by pitch, 1 wild pitch, an ERA of a 5.54. Joel Honahan gets the save, went 1 inning, allowed 1 strikeout, 1 walk, had 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, no ERA. So with that, the Nationals will go to 2-7. The Marlins go to 500 at 4-4. And that's going to do it for us here at Nationals Park. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile. And also remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos and my live streams of both the Philadelphia Phillies and Field of Dreams go live on the channel here. So until then, I'm Scoony007. We'll see you next time for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.